So, on this beautiful Sunday, the 7th of May, I found myself walking through an absolutely beautiful Vancouver. What's really bizarre is that, like, just a couple of meters that way is the actual city, and now I'm just in, like, rural gardens and stuff. Anyway, I've heard there's this amazing park, and that's what we're on our way to go and investigate now. Certainly weren't wrong. I mean, there's all sorts going on at the moment, but yeah, like the mountains over there, it's like all the habitats of the world have just kind of fallen in one place. So we've got those amazing mountains over there, we've got like an urban city behind me, and now just descending into parkland. It's amazing. I don't want to accuse London of being rubbish, but this is like a 5-minute walk outside the town. Not even 5 minutes. And it feels like I'm in the ruralist part of England. It's sensational, if nothing else. I didn't really vlog in the city much because I don't really know what the traffic laws are. So I can't tell when it's safe for me or not to cross the road, but I'm getting there. It's a bit of a culture shock, but the environment itself is amazing. I should probably add as well that this is only a small part of it. This lake is only a tiny part of this park. I think I read it's like 4 hectares, something like that, which is a lot of space. I think it stretches for miles over that way and just miles everywhere. Well, it stretches for hectares everywhere, I suppose, but it's astonishing. Hi guys. So I started on Robson Street and have only made it to here. So this is where I got into the park, and I've basically just gone to there. There's still that much left to look through. It's now the 8th of May. I hope everyone's alright. Just doing a little bit inside my room in the hostel. As you can probably tell, it's quite intimate, but you know what? It's not too bad. It's a nice little place. It will do. Anyway, you know, I'm only here for a few more days, and then I'm travelling off to Banff. Scary. Had to get all the important stuff sorted out today, but because there's a misprint on my work permit, I had to go back to the airport and get it redone. Don't know what that was. So it's my last day in Vancouver before I travel off to Banff, and I'm just kind of looking for things to occupy myself for like the next couple of hours while I'm waiting for my bus. So I'm back in Stanley Park. It's the 10th of May, by the way, which makes it a Wednesday. So I'm back here in Stanley Park, and I was just walking like up this path, and I came across this. Right, this is pretty impressive. This is what the underside of a tree looks like, guys. And I thought, well, I'll just have a little wander around, have a look on the other side. And there's like, I can't really go over there because there's like loads of mud and like creek and stuff in the way, but it's mad. Like this tree's just collapsed and taken half of the earth with it. It's mad. I mean, these trees around here are phenomenal anyway, like that. It's just, they look like they could go at any moment, but at the same time they're so massive you would trust that they wouldn't. There's another like massive stump up ahead there. This is what I mean, like it looks like they could go at any moment because some of them have. But at the same time it looks like they're far too strong to go over. Oh wait, that's not just a stump, that's another tree that has just gone and pulled the earth up with it. Oh damn, look at that. It's like Chewbacca's back. I think I'm going to miss it here in Vancouver a little bit. It's a nice city. I didn't think I could enjoy being in a city. But you know what? Vancouver's nice. Vancouver is nice. But I am kind of glad to be getting on with the next part of the journey now as well. So I've been walking for like 2 hours. I thought I've got this pretty well covered. You know, the aim was to see a lot more, kind of get over here, see some of this bit. But no, I've basically kind of gone zip, up to here. So I've still got half a park left to do and not enough time to do it in. God damn it! That means I've got to come back, I guess. I could imagine like when this gets dusted with snow, this is like the ideal Narnia setting. You just got like a little bridge with a small babbling creek just running underneath it and all that sort of thing. It's really bizarre, but really cool. Canada's full of surprises. Full of surprises, man. Just wandering through the forest, I didn't expect to see it. And this is, I don't know. But I'm heading to a place called Beaver Lake, right? No laughing. Is this a fence made by beavers? I don't think it is. I'll give you another look because I realised that was quite short. I don't think it is, but part of me wants to believe that it is. But yeah, it just keeps on surprising me. Like, I'm just wandering through the forest and then all of a sudden, BAM! Something cool. I am such a moron. Beavers build dams, not fences. There's me thinking they just kind of build like wooden structures. No, they build dams. They don't just see wood and go, oh, let's make like a side table and desk today. It was a dam that they build, not fences. I'm a moron. Having said that though, it's dead impressive, all this stuff. I mean, if they can build fences, they can build this too, right? Hi, it's Wednesday 17th of May, and this is, I believe, the first vlog in Banff. And I wanted the first one to be pretty special, so I've basically gone and climbed a mountain, and I want to show you something pretty cool. They got little cute chairs at the top of the mountain so you can sit down, have a rest, and admire. So I've actually been in Banff for a few days now, and it's not gotten boring. I'll tell you that much. The scenery is there's just always something to be looking at. It's phenomenal how it just looks so beautiful. It's a tiny little settlement. Like you can cross it in like half an hour. It's tiny, and it's just nestled among the mountains. You could go straight past it. Honestly, if you were driving, you could probably drive straight past it without even noticing. You can only really see it by the air. It is literally surrounded by mountains. It's phenomenal. So I'm on the other side of the mountain now. Banff is pretty much behind me, but you're not ready for this. You are not ready for this. Just take a look. no room to get bored. Looking out over that. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And this is just one mountain. There are loads, obviously. Behold the view from my room. It's really nice when it's raining. But you know me, I like a bit of rain anyway. So it's Sunday, the 21st of May, and I want to show you something. Again, but this time something a little bit different. Last time we were looking down on a tiny town, and now I'm going to look up high to a cloudless sky. Like, damn. Well, what a day to showcase it. Oh, it's sensational. And you know what, it's not even one of them deceptive days. Like, it looks warm, and it kind of is warm. I imagine this is as warm as it gets for a mountain anyway. It's only recently occurred to me that the downside of vlogging, actually there's two downsides of vlogging out here. One is that I'm going to spend a lot of time very out of breath, because it's very mountainous. And the other is that chances are no one's really focused on me or what I'm saying, because what's going on behind me is probably a lot more interesting and impressive. This has kind of been a new beginning. Well, that's what everyone's been talking about it. Like, oh, it's such a big new thing, massive new chapter of your life. And I suppose yes, it is in some ways. You know, it's a bit of a leap to go and live in a country for a year on your own that you've never been to before and all that sort of thing. And I thought to myself the other day that actually I'm going to try and make a new thing of it. So I've decided that I'm going to try and start eating healthily as well while I'm out here, because it's actually very easy for me to do out here, because I haven't got to worry about cooking my meals. That's all taken care of by the place I'm working at. So as opposed to the 15 meals a week I was getting at home, just because I didn't really eat, I'm now getting a solid, you know, however many it is, like 18 or something like that. It's great. You know, 21 meals in a week. That's not too bad considering I didn't really eat too much before. And also it's good food as well. Like, we had mussels the other day. We had mussels, we've had tacos, steaks. Oh, it's been some beautiful food. Pork chops, ribs. It's been amazing. So I'm eating good, and there's vegetables and salad as well, which I'm making every effort to actually eat as well. So I'm doing good. I'm actually eating, which is an important thing. I'm also trying to cut down on the amount of sugar and caffeine that I take in as well, because I drank a lot of energy drinks back at home, right? For no real reason. They didn't give me any energy. I just liked the taste, which is most definitely a sugar addiction, right? So I've decided while I'm out here, I'm not going to have an energy drink, and I've done quite well so far. I've only had 2 Red Bulls, and that was when I was back in Vancouver. Other than that, I've been good. So I haven't had any energy drinks. I'm drinking a hell of a lot of water, which is awesome as well. Sugar I'm kind of cutting down on a bit, like a switch to Coke Zero. Other sugar-free drinks are available. I know it's got caffeine in it, but slow and steady steps, I suppose. That's the important thing, because at home I would have been all over the place, just pouring all sorts of bad things into my body and things like that. Another thing I'm going to try and do, as I'm sure you guessed, is try and get a decent amount of exercise while I'm out here, and that will mostly be through walking, like intense walking, obviously, because I'm climbing mountains. So there's lots of mountains around, so it makes sense to try and climb them all, right? Not them all, but that feels like a good way to get exercise, is just to go and scale a mountain. Oh, that one over there maybe. I don't know about that one specifically, but definitely not that one up there though. No chance. At least not till I'm used to At least not until I'm fit. Basically, I've got two things counting against me, which is that I am unfit and that I'm at high altitude. The third thing is that I'm talking as well. That just makes you out of breath. But hopefully that will all change in due time. Oh, yeah. It's good though, it's lovely. It's a beautiful day outside. Really warm, actually. Deceptively warm. And I'll tell you what, Banff town, a massive tourist spot. It's everywhere. It was like the streets of London for how many people were down there. It was crazy. They all come out on a nice day, especially when it's a weekend, but you can't blame them. Absolutely cannot blame them. It's beautiful, which is what's important. Oh my, I'm gonna get back to where I need to be, and I'm gonna put you on charge. Because the problem with Canadian power outlets is that they don't provide enough voltage, so it takes a lot longer to charge things. Like, I thought you guys were fully charged. I've turned you on and actually no, you're only on half power. It's now the 24th of May on a Wednesday, and I appear to have woken up in some kind of Skyrim-esque world. It's odd. I've got all these trees around, all this forest, a little bit of snow just kind of creeping in, and it's different. Maybe southern Skyrim / northern Cyrodiil, somewhere like that. I don't know. I'm not really too hot on my Elder Scrolls geography, which is true of real life. I'm just not hot on geography anyway. But I'm fairly sure Skyrim's way up north, at the top of Tamriel, and Cyrodiil's just underneath North Cyrodiil, where you had Bruma. That was all very snowy. Oh, I don't know. Feels like we're kind of wandering around there though. It's very Nordic. Probably a bit too warm to be totally Nordic, but still kind of Nordic. Just as a gauge, it's been snowing for most of the day. Yep. Plenty of it. And a very good morning to you guys as well. This place really is like Skyrim. Just without the snow, I suppose. It's bizarre. There's just so many kind of climates and environments that just kind of combine in one place. Today, I'm out for a walk. Another beautiful day here. You know, kind of lucked out really. Well, the whole world has. By the whole world I mean here in London, because apparently London's in the middle of a heat wave as well, so good on everyone back home. But oh, it's beautiful, it's lovely out today. I'm going out for a walk. I've already seen those this can be really ignorant, I don't know what they are. Were they elk or caribou? I think both of those. I think elk is deer-like and caribou is more cow-like, so I think that was probably elk, but I don't really know. But yeah, kind of wandering out. Maybe we'll see a bear. Who knows? We're going on a bear. We're not. I'm just out for a walk. I kind of don't want to run into a bear. I kind of do as well, just to be able to go, look, I've come across a bear in the wild. I understand that that can end badly, so I don't want to see one as a matter of urgency. Just if we do see one, then that'll be great. Holy hell! Just come around the corner to this. Damn! What a view! And this is just on the roadside. Look, this side I've got the road. Right, it's like a campground. And then over here you just got that. Man alive. How's about that for the world? Damn. So that's Tunnel Mountain. That was where we were the other day, at the top of that. Now I'm miles away. Not that you can tell, because of zoom. I know the crest of an epic view when I see one. Oh damn. Yep. Yes, it was. You can't hear anything. The odd car, maybe, but other than that, just out in the open. Good air. It's lovely. Very important to kind of keep to the trails. Like, I really want to kind of head down into the valley there and go and like walk along the riverside just down there, but it's discouraged. always stick to the trails, that's the main thing. And also don't forget, like, bears eat fish, so they're probably going to be right down there by the river, and like I say, I don't really want to run into one. I only really know that for definite because of an advert for tuna where there was a fisherman and a bear fighting over a bit of tuna, and the fisherman kicked the bear in the nuts. He's a brave guy. I don't think I'd do the same. There's part of me that still doesn't really believe that I'm here. Like, it sounds odd, but I don't know, I just kind of found this sort of lookout point. I just stood here for a few minutes, a couple of deep breaths, and was like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like I'm here. It's a really odd sensation, like, I've never really felt it before. You know, I'm here on my own. Maybe that's what it is, maybe that's why it doesn't... Oh, go away, bee. You're ruining the moment. You know, I was just thinking to myself, I haven't seen a single bee. There we go. I haven't seen a single gold bullion either. There's where to go. But yeah, I think that's just what it is. It's because I'm here alone that it doesn't quite feel real. Plus, just like the landscape, everything, like nothing about here feels real. It's really odd, and at the same time, it's a really amazing place to be. If you're like me and you like quiet and being away from cities and things like that. I don't want to make assumptions, but I think that might be bear poop. Which means it's possible that there may be one around. Because I think that looked relatively fresh. Is that a bird's nest up in that tree? Probably. Yes, so there may very well be one around. And as a result, we now need to adopt various measures to make sure that we are okay. And that can be done by making ourselves look bigger than we are, hence why you're all the way out there, and by talking clearly and loudly, or louder than usual, to make sure that it knows that we are a person that means a bear no harm whatsoever. No harm at all. Just casually walking through the woods, minding my own business, as I hope that you are too. I'm keeping my eye out for various other signs, such as clawing at tree trunks. Can't really notice any, although that tree might have some on it. I think that one does as well. So there's those. Also looking for torn branches, of which there's loads about, but I don't know if that's anything to do with the weather or anything like that. And just bits where leaves have been nibbled and things like that, although all of the leaves here are tiny. It doesn't actually look like there's anything worth feeding on. Or maybe I'm just being completely paranoid about everything and anything. The problem is, the ground is dry. which means that it's not possible for us to see bare paw prints in the dirt, which would be useful because if we could see paw prints, then we would know whereabouts they have come from, where they're going to, and all of that sort of thing. We can see which direction they're pointing in, work out which way they're going, and swiftly turn around in the opposite direction. However, having said that, the path is kind of dusty, so we may still be able to see some. I think I've found a paw print, so I'm talking and singing loudly, so that no one comes and disturbs me, whilst I'm showing you that it's headed off that way. So I'm just gonna head this way and hope for the best. Hope my singing is impressive enough so that they won't come after me. I'm not sure if that counts as rhyming. It's probably as close as it's gonna get. I've just tripped over something, and I doubt that's the end of it yet. So earlier, I was talking about how bizarre it is to actually be here and how it doesn't actually feel like I am here. What's even weirder is now how quiet it is. All we can hear is wildlife, like birds. But then there's nothing. No cars, no planes, no people. It's amazing. Bizarre. It's not something I'm used to. You know, London, I'm used to different kinds of skyscrapers other than these ones. But no noise. So that was a pretty amazing 3-hour walk. You're deliberately on that side so that you can also catch all of that going on while I'm talking to you, because there's no point you guys looking at that. You've seen that a few times, so you can look at that instead. Mind you, you've seen that a few times as well. Anyway, yeah, it was a really interesting, really awesome 3-hour walk, just seeing what was going on and just being outside and not hearing anything. It was really weird. Anyway, I stopped off back where I'm staying. I had to refill my water bottles. Very important on a day like this. Drink loads of water. Already put away like 1.5 litres already. And then I've got to go and get something to eat because I missed lunch. And that's also kind of important. Again, especially when it's hot. So I can put you back on that side now because my arm's hurting. My left arm ain't so good these days. Well, it ain't so good at vlogging anyway. But yeah, I've got to go and, whoops, loose step, go and get something to eat. I know I said I wouldn't really record anymore, but I just thought I had to reflect on it a little bit because it was awesome. It was really awesome, and I found like a couple of other trails while I was walking around over there that I want to go and have a look at. So hey, there's even reason to go back. It's the 8th of June. By the way, like Thursday, 8th of June. I've been in Canada for over a month now. How about that? We are literally in the calm before the storm. I was just laying on the couch and like looking out the window, and there was nothing. There was no noise, no movement, no weather, no nothing. And the trees started to sway. The wind picked up, and there was a bit of thunder. Now it's begun to rain ever so slightly. It lasted all of 2 minutes. Worst storm ever. It's been a while since I've done Comic Book Guy. Damn! I turned my back for 1 minute. Jeez. I'll get the mountain in. Oh man, guy caught in the rain on the bike. Man, I think I know him actually. Look who's chilling, just at the side of the road. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the view as you walk down the main high street in Banff. It's pretty impressive. And then behind me is a castle, and then that way's a river. There's always something to look at. How are we? It's, oh, where are we? It's Saturday. Saturday the 1st of July, which means that I need to pay my phone bill. It's also a very important day for another reason, and that is because today, on the 1st of July, it is Canada Day. The day that celebrates the day that Canada was founded. It's essentially Canada's birthday today, and it's a very special birthday this year, because this year Canada is turning the ripe old age of 150. We're heading off into town now because they're doing like all sorts of celebratory things and all sorts of good stuff like that. There's going to be a parade and things like that in about 20 minutes. So I'm just going to head downtown and see what's going on, see how the Canadians celebrate their history. And oh hey, it's a little like a thing. Oh, he's gone now. It's like a little baby squirrel sort of thing. Oh, there you go. Hey, just sort of scurrying off through the trees there. I was walking down the road the other day and there was a deer just sort of plodding along the side. I wonder if it's going to be different to how it is at home. I imagine it probably will be. They probably won't fight each other here. I think it was a kid on a scooter or something like that. So just over in like on that side of the road there, like where the parade's going to be running, it's a kid going up and down on the scooter doing tricks and stuff for everyone, and everyone was like cheering and things like that, just sort of keeping people entertained while they wait, which I think's pretty awesome, to be honest. Like you don't get that back home. Everyone's been nice. It's really kind of odd sentence, but everyone was like doing all these tricks and stuff. He was only like 7, maybe a bit younger. Everyone was like cheering and stuff like that. A lady who sneezed, and then like from the other side of the road, there was another one that went, "Bless you!" But it's the little touches. And also, those guys up there, I'd love to just sit on a building with my legs dangling over the side like that. nice afternoon. I tried to catch as much as I could, but the problem is my camera has this problem where once it gets a little bit full, like, I don't know, a quarter, it just decides whether or not it's gonna record to the memory card on the fly. So I kept missing things because my camera wouldn't video and stuff like that, which is a real shame, but I'm quite happy with some of the stuff I did get. It was really awesome. I've not been to a parade like that, I don't think, ever. Or if I have, the last time I went to one was for London 2012, I think, where we went down to Sandgate and watched my friend run around with the torch. If you remember that far back, because that would have been 5 years ago. You know, backtrack, go that far back in the vlogs if you want. But yeah, that would have been 5 years ago. So it's been about 5 years, I guess, since I've been at a parade of that kind of celebration and scale, I suppose. The dog pooped in the middle of the parade, and there was a couple of obnoxious British tourists, I'm allowed to say that were stood relatively near me going, oh, will they, won't they, as people were walking past, just like hoping that someone would step into it. And I was kind of hoping the same, but I wasn't being vocal about it. It was really cool. No, I think a couple of people did, but to be fair, some of them didn't stand a chance. They were throwing themselves about and dancing and all that sort of thing. I got given this like cute little flag as well. There we go. I think this might be this might be the vlog's thumbnail. If I just pose with this and go like that, I don't know. Happy Canada Day. It's a pun. Help me. I can't pun as well as I can back home, because no one gets it.
Ja. No, dann.
One of the things you have to do when you go to a foreign country is try the local food. I have tried poutine, one of, I guess, the national dishes of Canada, with the chips, the cheese and the gravy, and it was very good. It's very good. It strikes me as the sort of thing that can be hit and miss depending on where you go, but at the same time, the one I had was pretty damn decent. I've had pancakes with bacon and maple syrup on for the first time since being out here, and I feel like I've wasted every single breakfast in my life, apart from some really good fry-ups. I've tried some other foods as well that I didn't anticipate I would try, and mainly because I didn't know these things existed until I came out here. So the first of these is potato ice cream. Ice cream made from potatoes. It blew my mind, the idea that can exist as a thing, but apparently it can, and it was quite nice actually. I was pleasantly surprised by how nice it was. It tasted kind of, the way I can describe it is it had a very kind of nice vanilla taste, and then odd salty aftertaste. It was weird, but somehow it kind of worked, but only just. On a similar note, I have also tried cheese ice cream, which makes a bit more sense than potato ice cream. You know, ice cream's made out of milk and other dairy products. I don't know a lot about food. And cheese is also made out of milk and dairy products and all that sort of thing. Probably should have just gone in with dairy products, and that way I'd have covered all the bases safely whilst still sounding reasonably intelligent. But yeah, cheese ice cream. And it was a no from me. It's a no. So I bring this up because yesterday I tried another new food for the first time. Semi-new. I've had both of these foods before, but not in this combination. Chicken sausages. I never knew that was a thing. And it's not chicken and pork. You know, it is literally a sausage made from chicken meat. Hi. And it had like apple. It was like apple as well. I didn't know that. There was a kid that just said hello out the window. But yeah, it was like chicken and apple sausage or something like that. It wasn't bad. It was odd, but it wasn't bad. I would have more, but I feel like I prefer pork sausages. But the chicken ones weren't bad. I didn't know they made chicken sausages. I guess, you know, they kind of do all sorts of things that you don't expect, like turkey bacon and that sort of thing. So, you know, I guess in some way it sort of makes sense, but I don't know. It was nice, but given a choice, I would probably side with pork sausages, as I'm sure most people probably would, unless you don't eat pork. Then chicken sausage is a pretty decent alternative. I just want to take a moment to talk about the street names here. They are super Canadian. Oh wow. Super duper. Like when I was staying in Vancouver, they were just like regular old kind of street names. You had like Granville Street and Robson Street. I guess they're all named after people. Robson, Granville. They're like the two main ones, I guess. I can't think of any others at the time. But those are like the two of the main streets anyway. So they were kind of all reasonably sort of normal, I guess. But here you got like Deer Street and Otter Street and Muskrat Street. The really bizarre thing is, to my English mind, you have things like, if you're talking about a place that's on the corner of a street, you'd probably go, oh, it's on like Robson and Granville, so it'd be on the corner where the two streets intersect, for instance. Out here, we've got, oh yeah, it's on the corner of like Moose and Beaver. It's on Moose and Beaver, which to me sounds like the name of a pub.
Mama Kay.
Got it. It's such a clunky shutter noise as well.
I know, it's so loud. I could probably just silence it somehow. I just took another photo of my hand.
You paid a phone bill. It occurred to me as I was coming up to have to pay my phone bill.
No, I can't.
He just looks so unimpressed all the time.
Yep. Let's climb it.
What's that now? Like,
Step up.
Oh yeah, I'm filming. You guys can pose the whole way down if you want.